It was April 9th, 2025, when the YouTube channel Man Dog Wild uploaded what seemed like another routine outdoor adventure, an evening hike through the mountains, accompanied by his loyal dog, Yeti. At first, everything felt calm. The landscape stretched out in quiet beauty, the air cool and still as daylight slowly faded. Locals call this region the Skinwalker Mountains, a place long associated with eerie folklore, strange sightings, and stories that never quite have clear explanations. But nothing about this hike would stay normal for long. It began peacefully. Yeti moved ahead on the trail with her usual energy, weaving through the terrain without hesitation. Then, something changed. She slowed, stopped, and stayed unusually close. It wasn't fear, at least not the kind you'd expect.
She's a very simple dog. She's either completely unstable and constant zoomies, or she's very serious. And right now she's slowed down and she'll stop and she'll want me to follow her to take me somewhere or show me something. And at this point, now she's not going to stray too far from me because now she wants to show me something. We've just been out here exploring as we usually do around this time, you know, a little earlier than this. It's getting a bit dark now. And we've been on one of these abandoned roads that go to nowhere. They've just been left. Walking these dirt roads, and Yeti comes across this little trail. She slowed down and she wants to show me. See, she's right there. She's not running. She's not got the zoomies as she normally does. She's staying close by. She's sensing something.
It felt more like awareness, as if she sensed something her owner couldn't. Moments later, their path shifted. They left the main trail behind and followed a narrow, overgrown route, one that looked like it hadn't been touched in years.
Yeti was checking out this stuff. It looks like a... no idea. Wow. That's just scary, huh?
The deeper they went, the heavier the silence became. Then, hidden beneath the trees, they found it. Something that didn't belong. Resting alone in the wilderness was a doll, its face worn, cracked, and disturbingly lifelike in the fading light. It wasn't discarded like trash. It looked placed, intentionally. And that's what made it unsettling. They were miles from any homes, roads, or campsites. Whoever brought it here had done so on purpose. But it didn't end there.
What's that? This sister. It's creepy, huh? What is that? So this is where she leads us. I don't know. That's super strange, huh? Like burnt into the rock. So obviously these mountains are strange places. Someone's come out here and made this. They've made this and I don't know what to make of this. What's your guys' thoughts on this? I have no idea. Maybe it's some kind of worshiping thing. Maybe it's just a sign. Maybe hunters kind of marker. I don't know.
Nearby, carved deep into a large rock, was something even more disturbing. A dark, scorched symbol. It didn't look natural. It looked burned into the stone, deliberate, precise, almost ritualistic. Its meaning was impossible to understand, but its presence felt intentional, a marker, a warning, or something worse.
Yes. hope I'm not going the way of the plantation. That's just way too thick, so I'm figuring I'm gonna go around. I definitely saw lights. Caught a video also. I took a look. And I don't know, obviously, maybe we kind of did the same thing and we all turned our lights off and moved away. But when I turned around, I couldn't see the lights anymore. And yeah, they probably couldn't see mine. But the strange thing was, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the sound. It's a really high, kind of pitched sound, frequency, whatever. I think they call it a mosquito or something. And they use it to move people away from places they don't want them hanging out. So when I stopped, it had this ringing in my ears. It's horrible, really high pitched.
As they turned to leave, something else caught his attention. Movement on a distant ridge. Small lights flickered in the darkness. Brief, subtle, shifting, and then gone. The moment he switched off his flashlight, they vanished completely. Seconds later, a sharp, high-pitched sound cut through the silence. Mechanical, piercing, unnatural. It resembled the kind of frequency used in cities to drive people away. But out here, deep in untouched wilderness, it felt different. Less like a deterrent, more like a warning. And through it all, Yeti remained still. Calm. The same dog that would normally react to every sound, every movement, now stood completely silent. That silence felt wrong, more unsettling than the noise itself. Choosing not to risk it, he took a different route back, avoiding the same path entirely. The lights didn't return, the sound faded into nothing, and whatever they had stumbled upon remained behind them, unexplained. Some believe the doll and the symbol point to hidden rituals, carried out far from civilization to avoid discovery. Others think the sound came from devices meant to scare away intruders. But together, the objects, the markings, the lights, and the noise felt too deliberate to ignore, as if someone or something wanted to be noticed, just enough to create fear. So, the question remains, was it all coincidence, or is there something far more organized, hidden deep within the Skinwalker Mountains? And maybe the most unsettling thought of all, did Yeti stay calm because she already knew exactly what was out there? Katie, the creator behind Katie Roams, sets out on another solo adventure. Her channel is known for quiet isolation, peaceful camps, and the raw, untouched beauty of nature. But this time, the challenge is different. There's no tent, no sleeping bag, no real protection at all. Just a thin 2-pound emergency foil blanket standing between her and the cold. As daylight begins to fade between the trees, one question lingers. How long can someone last when every comfort is stripped away?
Quickly getting dark. It's just turned 5 o'clock. I don't have much hope for it to stay light much longer. The rules of this challenge are simple. No fancy gear, no sleeping bag, nothing extra layers wise. I've just got my thermals on and my rab pants which are lined. I'm allowed to use any natural materials around me to make it more sheltered, and I've got a foil blanket. That's it. This is my shelter so far. So I've got just enough room to sit upright. So I'm probably gonna sleep like this. Won't be as comfortable, and I probably won't sleep a lot. But in a survival situation, that's probably how I would do it. There's loads of ferns down here, and they're all dead. So I'm gonna see if I can take some of them and use them as my little cover. The other great thing about foil blankets is that you can use them as little carrier bags. So instead of going back and forth, let's give it a go, shall we? Okay, it's not comfortable on my bum, but that's okay. It's getting cold quickly. I'm in my foil blanket, but it's really hard to move around in. Okay, let's make dinner. The yogurt's so solid because it's so cold. It's gonna need a fork. Just realised I've forgotten my lettuce. It's looking barren because it's not got any lettuce in it. That's what I was trying to say. Oh, it's like a mini hand warmer. Oh my gosh. That's a life hack. I probably shouldn't put my food on my face, but I really don't care right now. That's so warm. I do not know how people are doing this. I'm so cold right now. Okay, it's my hands and my feet get really cold. Because I've got anemia, my hands and my feet get cold anyway, and I have fatigue really quickly. But
What she creates is small, cramped, barely large enough to sit upright. But smaller means warmer, or at least that's the hope. When she finally crawls inside, the forest falls silent. The foil blanket crackles sharply with every movement, amplifying even the slightest shift. Outside, the wind threads softly through the trees. Inside, the temperature hovers around 2 degrees Celsius. It doesn't take long before the cold sets in. Her fingers begin to sting, her toes follow. In an effort to hold on to warmth, she heats her dinner. Turmeric yogurt chicken wraps she prepared earlier. Steam rises into the cold air, briefly warming her face and hands. "It's like a mini hand warmer," she says softly, letting out a quiet laugh as her breath fogs in front of her. But the warmth doesn't last.
right now it's mainly my hands that are really cold. I've got them wrapped in like a double layer of the blanket, but it's still not doing much. If I can get my body temperature a bit more up, then it can start reflecting my heat better, because right now it's just probably reflecting cold onto cold. I'm trying to stay out as long as I can. I don't know how long I'm gonna last, honestly, at this point. I think I need to make a decision within the next 20 minutes on whether or not I'm sticking it out. I have to remember that I have anemia as well, because at the end of the day, it is not worth getting hypothermia for a YouTube video. So I will make my call based on how I feel. I've done some star jumps, I've done push-ups. I just can't seem to get warm, and I don't want to waste my energy either. Oh my gosh. I think I'm always gonna hit a main trail, which is good. Nelly! I did not make it through the night, but that's okay, because a £2 emergency blanket was not enough for me to survive through the night.
Once the food is gone, so is the heat. The foil blanket offers no real insulation. It doesn't create warmth, it only reflects it. And as her body temperature drops, there's less and less to reflect. The cold becomes relentless. Hours begin to drag. She wraps the foil tighter around herself. She whispers encouragement under her breath. She tries jumping jacks, push-ups, anything to generate heat, but her body doesn't respond. Fatigue creeps in, slow, heavy, unavoidable. She stands, pulls the foil from her shoulders, and steps out into the darkness of the Northumberland Trail, leaving the fragile shelter behind. Later, she explains the truth. A foil blanket doesn't produce heat. It only reflects what your body already has. And when your body has nothing left to give, there's nothing to reflect. Viewers later noticed small, unsettling details, the foil shifting slightly after she stood. A brief pause in her breathing before she spoke again. Some dismissed it as wind. Others weren't so certain. Katie didn't make it through the night, but she walked away with something more important than pride, a lesson. Survival isn't about pushing past every limit. It's about knowing when to stop. And still, one question lingers. When she left that shelter behind in the darkness, was she really walking away alone? This footage comes from the Tyler Wood Camping Channel, and it begins as a simple overnight truck camping trip in the quiet countryside of Iowa. Tyler and his friend Marvin had planned a peaceful stay at Yellowbank Campground. Tyler would sleep in the back of his modified truck, while Marvin set up a hot tent nearby. The goal was straightforward: test some new gear, cook a homemade meal, and enjoy a calm evening under the open sky. But what started as a relaxing night outdoors quickly turned into something far more serious.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I am out here at the beautiful campgrounds known as Yellowbanks. I come here quite a bit actually. I did some few modifications to the truck, as you guys are going to see. Everything's still not complete. I learned on going on each adventure that I'm going to keep adjusting the sleeping quarters that's going to work best for me. So I did do a little bit of modification. Here's kind of the outside view of it. It was storming, raining pretty bad. It said it was going to rain all night, but I don't think it's going to. But hey, bonus if it does. And here we go. We got the back. As you can see, I did add some carpet. I don't think that light setup's going to actually work, so I still might have to find out, try to get some different lights. But I did add carpet to the top. It's not all complete yet. Like, that corner's not complete. Nothing down on the window. But yeah, so I did add the carpet on top and on the bottom. If you guys are curious how I did that, because I got a quote, it was like $900 to add carpet to the topper and to the bed of the truck, and I did it for 40 bucks. He's gonna have his little setup over here, and I'll be sleeping out the back of my truck. Tonight's meal, we're gonna make SOS, or I don't know if this is the correct term, but my grandma would always call it shit on a shingle. So we're gonna make shit on a shingle, SOS, chip beef, some people call it. We're gonna make that tonight, and then in the morning we're gonna make some scrambled eggs and bacon burritos. And of course, all that wouldn't be complete without some of the Fowler's Makery Mischief spicy chipotle sauce. And we do have that bottle, that $700 bottle of the Macallan 18. It's an 18-year-old Scotch whiskey. We're gonna go ahead and bust that out, because I forgot, as part of the last video where I paid off the Jeep, we were gonna celebrate. I didn't even get around to it.
As the video begins, Tyler walks through the upgrades he's made to his truck. New carpeting, improved lighting, and carefully organized storage, all done through DIY work to avoid the high cost of professional builds. With everything set, they move on to dinner. The plan is to cook a hearty, nostalgic meal and celebrate the trip with a bottle of fine Scotch whiskey. For a moment, everything feels perfect. But then, the atmosphere begins to shift. The sky darkens, clouds thicken, the temperature drops. Within minutes, their phones start buzzing, tornado alerts.
Get scared, we don't run away. We go out and we chase them. We show them who's the boss. This is our turf. It's our block, right? So yeah, dome up.
It's our hood.
It's our hood, right? I don't know if you guys can hear it, but tornado sirens are going off now. Which is surprising, you know, it's not really surprising this time of year. I mean, the other day it was like 65 degrees out. Day before that was like 20 degrees. So weather fluctuating like that, hot, cold, perfect brewing temps for a tornado. So, but then again, don't listen to me. I'm not no meteorologist or whatever the hell they're called. I'm just this guy enjoys outdoors. All right, so most of this video is probably going to be hard to hear me, because we got one of the tornado sirens right over here. It's really loud, so I figured we probably should start making dinner now in case something were to happen. So yeah, hopefully you guys can hear me during this part. This was not planned, by the way, but makes for good content. I mean, kind of put you on the edge of your seat. We're not too worried. We got a couple fields back here, the main road through there. We'll find our way out if we get in center of a situation where we have to leave in a hurry. So everything's kind of still put up on my truck. And so if we do have to hurry up and throw stuff in the back and then take off in case if a tornado does come, we are ready.
Sirens begin echoing in the distance, barely cutting through the growing sound of wind. Despite the warnings, Tyler and Marvin don't panic right away. In the Midwest, tornado sirens are common, and often they pass with nothing more than heavy rain and strong gusts. Still, they take precautions. They rush to finish cooking, keep their gear loosely packed, and stay alert.
All right, we might have to abandon. Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on, it's coming. Gotta leave the food behind. Come on, let's go.
South of Highway G24 and R57, very specific location.
Ooh, crazy.
Here in Norwalk, that is part of the apparent tornado path. So again, starting to talk about damage in.
Oh man, his shelter's gone.
In Norwalk, several houses. We haven't gotten a sense of what that damage is yet. But one is going to start wondering if we're going to start seeing windows blown out.
Well, we just lost dinner. I was gonna make SOS for you guys, but yeah, this is crazy.
The National Weather Service in Des Moines has issued a tornado warning for southeastern Lucas County.
That's right where we're at right now. We're in Des Moines.
Eastern Decatur County in south central Iowa. Southeastern Clark County in south central Iowa until 6 p.m. It's 5:20 10:22 p.m., a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Take cover now. Expected hazards included a damaging tornado. Tornadic debris has been confirmed by radar. The following impacts are expected. You are in a life-threatening situation.
That's crazy. Now we gotta try to salvage what's left of camp. Dinner tonight is no longer gonna be SOS. As you guys saw me making it, I mean, yeah, it got a little dark out, but all of a sudden that storm just came out of nowhere. I mean, those winds had to be, I don't even know, 50, 60 mile an hour winds. Super crazy. Everything's lost. As you can see, the whole campsite's just gone. We gotta start trying to find out exactly where everything is. There's 3 tornadoes on the ground. I mean, this is wild. There's our dinner sitting right there. We gotta pick up all this trash that we had accumulated in our campground. Storm or no storm, you know, pick up after.
Then everything changes. The storm hits harder and faster than expected. Winds begin to roar, bending trees and reducing visibility to almost nothing. Updated weather reports confirm multiple tornadoes forming nearby. In an instant, the mood shifts from calm to critical. Their campsite starts to fall apart. Marvin's tent is torn to shreds. Tyler's cooking equipment is scattered across the ground. Branches snap, debris flies, and small structures begin to collapse under the pressure of winds exceeding 60 miles per hour. And then the worst update comes in.
Bye. Had to give a quick update to the wife, let her know we just kind of survived a tornado. This is wild. Whole campsite's gone, man. I mean, I can replace this. Not, you know, the end of the world. I'm not gonna play him on safety at first. But siren just going back off again. Like I said, there's 3 confirmed tornadoes on the ground. And to be honest, as crazy as that was, I still don't want to leave. I want to stay in and hunker it down. This one's for you, Steve. This thing's melted down. I was gonna show you guys earlier too. This is the hail that was coming down as well. It was a little bit bigger than this, not by much, maybe like half the size of a golf ball, but yeah.
A tornado has touched down, and it's heading directly toward them. With no time left, they abandon everything. Dinner is left behind, gear is forgotten. Survival becomes the only priority as they scramble to escape.
Happened tonight, but yeah, so here's what the tornado did. I think that was already there, that cut. It knocked all these branches up and over, flooded this whole area. We're just on our way to go up to Burger King, go get some food since our dinner is out spread all across the woods. And we got, I mean, look at this. Damage everywhere.
God damn.
Oh my gosh, look at that. The whole base of that tree came down from top of that. Yeah. Oh, and it blew the gate and hit his truck too.
Pretty good, man.
Tree landed right on this house.
Oh, look at that house.
Oh, no way.
Here, let me get this on video. I'll call you back.
Oh my gosh. This whole house is gone, guys. Whole house is gone. Crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go back and show you guys everything that happened, but there's a couple trucks flipped over on the side of the road over there.
There's no paranormal element here. No unexplained figures in the dark. Just a rare, unfiltered look at what it's like to be caught off guard by nature at its most violent. What began as a simple camping trip turned into a test of instinct, awareness, and survival. A harsh reminder that no matter how prepared you think you are, nature always has the final word. On January 5th, 2025, the Indonesian YouTube channel Omamanu uploaded a video documenting a solo overnight deep within a remote plantation. The location sat between a dense rubber forest and endless oil palm groves. At first glance, it appeared quiet, almost peaceful, but that silence carried weight. Years earlier, this very land had been the site of a violent dispute, a clash over territory that left multiple people injured, and at least one man dead. His body, discovered with severe trauma, became the center of disturbing local stories. Stories of a spirit that never left, a presence said to wander the trees, searching for something it never found in life. The creator behind the channel was no stranger to places like this. His content focused on solo horror camping, often in locations marked by tragedy, folklore, and unresolved pasts. But from the moment he arrived, something felt different, heavier. The air was thick, the silence unnatural. No distant voices, no signs of other people. Only the faint hum of insects and the glow of a small campfire breaking through the dark. The night began normally. He cooked his meal, set up his tent, and positioned a CCTV camera outside to monitor the area. Then, the atmosphere began to shift. Strange cries echoed from high in the treetops. Bushes rustled without rhythm. And then, everything stopped. A sudden unnatural stillness swallowed the forest whole. Even the insects fell silent. Sometime after 2 a.m., it escalated. A faint sound broke through the darkness. Then again, clearer this time. A strange, hollow noise, almost like laughter, or something trying to imitate it. Nearby, his motorbike began to move, slight at first. Then again, more noticeably, as if unseen hands were testing it. There was no wind, no animals in sight. The movement felt deliberate, controlled, like something was making sure it was noticed. Gripping his flashlight, he stepped outside. The beam cut through the darkness, scanning the trees. Nothing. The forest stood completely still. But the feeling, the unmistakable sense of being watched, didn't leave. Hours later, when he reviewed the CCTV footage, he found something far more unsettling. For just a few seconds, the camera captured a faint, translucent figure standing beyond the tent. Human-shaped, completely still, and then gone, vanishing into the trees as if it had never been there. The moment matched exactly with the movement of the bike. After that, the rest of the night unraveled into fragments of unease, soft knocks in the distance, shadows shifting at the edge of visibility, and long stretches of silence that felt heavier than any sound. At one point, he questioned whether staying until sunrise was worth it, but he didn't leave. He stayed, choosing to face whatever shared that space with him. When morning finally came, the forest returned to normal. The sounds came back. The light broke through. But the heaviness remained. The cries, the moving bike, the figure caught on camera. Each moment felt like a warning, closer than the last. Some believed the plantation's violent past never truly faded, that the spirit of the man who died there still lingers, unable to rest. Others think the figure was something else entirely, something capable of interacting with the physical world, using movement, using sound to draw attention. Whether it was superstition or something far more real, the footage leaves a question behind. Was that figure simply a trick of the light, or the restless presence of someone who never left? And if the warnings were growing stronger, what might have happened if he stayed one more night? This next story comes from the YouTube channel Small Plots, where Kevin documents his unconventional camping experiences. From hidden hammocks tucked into overlooked corners to full setups in unlikely locations, his content blends outdoor advice with raw honesty. He doesn't hide the reality of camping, the discomfort, the uncertainty, and sometimes the fear. And this particular trip would become one of those nights he wouldn't forget. On November 2nd, 2023, Kevin set out for another overnight adventure. But this time, his destination was far from typical. He chose the overgrown grounds of a long-abandoned hotel, sitting quietly on the edge of a city neighborhood. To avoid drawing attention, he parked his vehicle in a busier, more secure area nearby. With his gear tightly packed, he made his way on foot toward the property, driven by curiosity and that familiar rush of adrenaline. But beneath that excitement, there was unease. This part of town didn't have the best reputation. As he passed rusting industrial tanks and approached the wooded edge of the property, he noticed faint impressions in the ground.
Storage tanks of some kind of petroleum product. I haven't seen a soul back here, so I'm just gonna go. Hey, buddy. Okay. All right, let's go. Oh yeah. There's definitely some slip marks here. They are probably from deer, though. It's tough to tell. Isn't like a super used, ooh, like it's overly used trail, quote unquote. Okay, well.
Tracks, possibly from deer, but something about them felt unclear, almost out of place. The hotel itself had been abandoned for years. Stories of occasional security patrols still circulated. To stay unnoticed, Kevin avoided the building entirely, choosing instead to camp along the outer edge of the property. Keeping his presence minimal, he eventually found a small, sheltered clearing and began setting up. Tent raised, gear organized, a drink in hand. For a moment, everything felt calm. Rain began to fall, softly tapping against the fabric of the tent. The steady rhythm created a peaceful atmosphere, almost hypnotic. But the calm didn't last.
With my sleeping pad, not in its final configuration. As you can see, it's up on some rocks and stuff there, so I'll turn it diagonally. And then behind me is just endless darkness. As you can see, that's where my pack and stuff is. Rain's really starting to pick up. Just kind of hanging out, enjoying my space kitty. Got to be a rain alarm for the airport right over there. I've heard that before when I've been camping in the vicinity while it was raining. And they're like, oh God! Something just ran by the tent. It was the lights in my eyes, I couldn't see anything.
Later that night, Kevin was suddenly jolted by the sound of something rushing past his tent. Fast, heavy, and dangerously close. He froze. Whatever it was, it hadn't crashed through the brush like a deer would. There were no loud brakes, no chaotic movement. Instead, it moved with speed, but also control. That made it worse. Trying to steady his nerves, Kevin grabbed his flashlight and stepped outside into the rain. The beam cut through the darkness as he scanned the surrounding woods. Nothing, no movement, no glowing eyes, no sound. But the feeling didn't go away. This wasn't just wilderness, it was the edge of a city, an area known for being unpredictable. The thought that someone, or something, had come that close to his tent without making more noise was deeply unsettling. He stood there, listening, waiting. But the forest had gone completely silent. Despite the fear, Kevin made the decision to stay. Leaving meant walking back alone through unfamiliar streets in the middle of the night. And that didn't feel any safer, so he stayed. And the night stretched on. Every sound became amplified. Every gust of wind, every faint snap beneath the rain-soaked ground felt deliberate, like something was still out there, watching. Sleep never really came. Only when the first light of morning broke through the gray sky did the tension finally begin to ease. But one question lingered. What, or who, had passed so close to his tent in the darkness?